Hello class, in this online lecture we are going to discuss about the hand apparatus in dancing ballet or any rhythmic gymnastics. So rhythmic gymnastic combines dance with the use of hand apparatus like the rope, as we have discussed in the previous module, the hoop, the ball, and the ribbon. When the training the athletes, it is easy to focus on the apparatus skills and overlook the importance of learning correct technique for the dance elements. So ballet is very important for the rhythmic gymnastics competitor. Using a ballet warm-up at the beginning of the practice session will give the athletes a foundation for learning all the body skills. So if a dance studio is not available, we can do the ballet warm-up in the gym or in another open spaces. So let's focus now in the hoop, as we have discussed in the previous module about the rope, and now we are discussing about the hoop. So first we'll discuss about the grip holds of the hoop. Gripping a metal hoop can cause discomfort at first. So the skin at the top of the palm will fold under, creating pressure and building calluses. So for the reason, it is the best to remove all the rings in your finger. The good news is that our bodies are adaptable and you can get used to the grip. It is also completely normal to get a flash pump in the forearms from gripping the hoop over periods of time. So the term flash pump is borrowed from the rock climbing. The arms build up lactic acid suddenly and become unusable. So drop the hands and shake the arms out to relieve some of the pressure. So this is normal for the first timer. To help reduce forearm soreness, hold your arms straight out in front of you. Make fist. Roll them under towards you. Then out and extend hands forward. Open up towards the ceiling and extend your fingers. So you need to repeat slowly for several minutes, and you need to add this exercise into your warm-up routine to help build stamina. Also drink plenty of water and make sure you are getting all your needed nutrients to keep all your muscles in peak working condition. As you can observe here in the picture, the hoop is hung by the use of some rope or any materials that hangs on the ceiling. So now let's proceed to the grip holds. First is the overhand grip. Okay, this is the overhand grip. It's number one, overhand grip. Hold on the hoop with the knuckles facing you and fingertips facing away. Always wrap the thumbs under the bar. Your hands may be at the varying distance apart depending on what move you are preparing for. So the wider you hold your hands on the hoop, the more stress can be placed on the wrist from gripping the curve. So other factors also come into play, such as having a smaller hoop where the curvature is greater. So on the hoop, it is the default grip for moves that are in the hoop on the top of the bar, and that is moves above the horizon line where the concavity is downwards. So in below the hoop moves, you are more likely to see an underhand grip being used amongst dancers. So for the tip of this part, pull-ups are a greater way to build your grip strength and vice versa. They go hand in hand. Okay, you need to practice a pull-up, just like this one. This is first and then he pull. Okay, next is underhand grip. This number 2. Hold on to the hoop with the fingertips facing you and knuckles facing away. So there's a difference between the handling of the hoop compared to the first one. Wrap thumbs under the bar. You may find this grip to be your personal preference for moves under the bar due to less wrist strain. It also allows you to use your biceps, which makes this method easier. Just make sure to work both grip methods so that you will be ready for all the movements. And lastly, number 3, this is the opposite facing grip. Standing profile to the hoop, hold on to the hoop so that your hands face different directions. Once you have hand grips conquered, you can play with letting go with one hand. So you need to practice a little bit of weight transfer at a time, and then gradually work up to holding all your weight on one hand. From hanging on the two hands, when you let go with one hand, one of two things might happen. First is your hoop spins or you spin. Because of the swivel, it's typically the hoop. Next, tack mount. And we will discuss first the we call it from a knee hang prep to gripping the horizon. Begin with a prep for a knee hang by placing the back of your knees on the lower bar. Underhand grip can use to so that you do not have to switch your grip in the coming steps. Using shift of momentum, get your hands higher on the hoop. The shift in momentum can be either little rocks to inch your hand up to the hoop or big sweeping motion of the body in knee hang beats. You need to cover with the chapter 2. If you use knee beats, the momentum from the swing will allow you to grab the horizon of the hoop in one motion. So at this moment, you need to have your grip around outside of the hoop in order to safely pull your body towards the hoop. Okay? At this point, you need to have your grip around the outside of the hoop in order to safely pull your body towards the hoop. Spotters, have the hands under the back to help as needed. Okay? When you have the practice, you need someone to back you up. One hand protects the upper back or the head, while the other supports the hips. Or we call it seesaw motion to sitting in the hoop. Okay. Once your hands are close or above the horizon, we call it horizon line of the hoop, you have two options for the seesaw motion. The photo 6, this is the first, strengthen both legs, or 7 and 8, strengthen one leg, using only one leg, as you can observe in the picture. It can helpful to learn or teach the straight leg method first so that you learn how the body weight shifts here. The seesaw motion is so named because you begin with the pelvis low and feet high before throwing the legs down to the left, the pelvis up. So you need to push your legs down into the bar as you slide to a sitting position. This seesaw action should bring you directly up to sitting without too much bicep action. Next is mermaid family. First, we need to discuss about the outside mermaid. Outside mermaid can feel quite exposed when first trying them because the body rolls away from the hoop with only minimal support at the tight and gripping hand. The hoop also tends to move a great deal during the tie rolling process, so rolling towards the spotter's arms is helpful for beginners. So the outside mermaid begin in a sitting position with one hand. Just a sitting position using with a one hand. At 1 or 11 o'clock, lay back with the legs together. For assistance as you roll, reach behind your body with a free hand to grip the hoop. Then, roll into one tie so the legs are stacked. Reach the back arm out away from the hoop and arc the upper back. For a deeper mermaid position, begin with the hands slightly farther away from the anchor point. This allows the torso to drop farther and create a bigger arc position. To exit, drop the pelvis as you reach back to return to the sitting position. So this is the final position of the outside, we call it outside mermaid. Next is inside mermaid. Begin in a sitting position, just like this one, with the side hand in overhand grip and the top hand in underhand grip. Lean sideways, just like this one, passing the hands until the arms are straight. The weight will transfer from your sits bones to your bottom thigh. Release the bottom hand and reach away from the hoop. To exit, bring your torso towards the hoop and pike at the hip joints. Drop the pelvis to return to the sitting position. Next is cruise leg mermaid, or from man in the moon profile seat. Begin in man in the moon with legs crossed, just like this one. Notice which leg is on the top and grip with the same hand high on the hook. Grip behind your lower back with the other hand. Straight both legs and keep them as close together as possible. This is the output. Rotate the body away from the hook, squeezing the legs together. Release the bottom hand from behind your back and reach out into space. So for just a clarification, these numbers represents the steps. This is the first steps. This is the next one. Next, and then this is the final. Angel rule from Mermaid. Angel rule or Mermaid extension. Begin in a sitting position with one hand at the top of the hook. Just like this one. Just like going into regular outside mermaid. As you lean for an outside mermaid, behind the top leg, bringing it through the hook and down in front of your body. Okay? It will take some practice to find just the right spot to roll on your thigh. Rotate as far as your safety can. And then extend the free leg if you would like. Okay. Next is Gazelle, profile laybacks. Gazelle begin in an L sit, just like this one. L sit. Okay. Bend the bottom leg towards your chest. Lean back and shift your hands so that your body ends up on one side of the hook and your bent leg on the other side. Left and shift your pelvis over so that your sacrum ends up centered on the bottom bar. Some stylists prefer to lean back behind the knee and shift the pelvis all at the same time. And then hug the bent knee in your chest. Okay? Hug the knee in your chest. Press your straight leg into the other side of the hook for stability. Then you need to continue holding onto the knee with the same side arm. Right arm if the right leg is bent. As you release the other arm and lower the torso below the bar, press the inner thigh of the front leg firmly into the bar. If you feel secure in this position and your sacrum remains centered on the bar, release both hands. So the spotters hold under the back, this one, and shoulder when the students releases the arms. Before this dancer release his hands, we need to have a backup here. Okay, thank you for listening. I hope you have learned from this short online lecture. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. And don't forget to answer the evaluation quiz through Google form.